All right, greetings, Tenno. This is Steve, your grumpy old Warframe, and we're going to do another episode of Warframe TOG. Um, for those of you who haven't seen this stream, TOG means the older generation, or the other generation, or the ordinary gamer. Basically, anybody out there who, like me, may be older or has slower reflexes or is maybe not got the best eyesight to spot details on the screen. I'm slightly colorblind. I have arthritis in all my fingers. Um, and this game can be played by anybody as long as you know how to adapt based on your specific situation. Um, a lot of the videos out there assume that you have incredible reflexes and can spot things on a dime, and I have no idea how some of these people can manage to spot the things they do as fast as they do. But I'm going to show you how to get around a lot of that stuff. That's what this whole series is about. We started on Act 1 a week ago Friday, on the 18th of October, just after the Valis Undermined? Yes, was released. And it changed the new player experience a bit. So we started a brand new account. And I have taken that account through Act 1, which was everything up to the second dream, but not including it, because it was a spoiler-free act. Act 2 was the second dream in the War Within, which was not spoiler-free because you can't do those missions without spoiling it. And Act 3 is going to have spoilers for those two missions because you need the mechanics that were introduced in those missions in so many places in the rest of this game. Now, Act 3 is going to be everything between the War Within and the New War. And oh my God, I've been making a list of all the things to go over. There's a lot. There's a huge amount of stuff. Am I going to rush to get to the New War? No, I could. I've done that before on a playthrough that I started in September. I did everything up to the New War that would get me there as fast as possible, just to relearn the game, because I hadn't been playing for over 6 years. And I thought I was ready, and then I went into the New War, and I realized, oh, this is not something I was prepared for. And so I want to prepare people for that, especially if you've got that slower reflexes or you can't spot things as fast on the screen. Or you're colorblind, or any number of other things. All of that came into play in the New War, and very little in the terms of videos and even posts on forums gave me the information I needed other than the strategies. The strategies were very helpful, but the information I needed to actually get through those strategies to make it through the New War was not. And so that's what this is for. Last night we were going to do Barragatir. Barragatir came in a week early, unexpectedly. And we had just gotten Frost, and I was going to go to see Barragatir, but this is a Mastery Rank 5 account. And Barragatir showed up in Orcus Relay, which requires Mastery Rank 8. So while I did a little bit of the void farming for relics, I've postponed that until later. We will definitely be focusing a lot on that over the next probably 2 weeks until Barragatir returns, because he has mods we absolutely need to get at some point. But in the meantime, we started taking our Frost. And do I have a loadout? Yes, for him, I have a default loadout here. I'm going to set it as my current loadout. I'm going to swap back Frost. As you see, we only managed to rank him to 16.
Navigation has been updated with new invasions. Chaos is spreading.
All right. We had new weapons, the Bratton and the Kraken, and the Broken Scepter that we were ranking up because we do need to get up to that our mastery rank up. Mastery ranks 1 through 5 were all time gated by that 24-hour delay. Mastery rank 5 is taking a little bit longer because there's more things you need to build. We are building more stuff right now. In fact, the Heck shotgun is going to replace our Boltor as our primary weapon for a little while. It's a pretty good gun for its mastery rank. So that's being built. It's 4 hours away. We may have a little bit of stuff there. We have a number of other things. I do need another pistol. And the Sestra may do it, or I might just borrow one from the market for credits. I will decide on that before I in the next few hours what I'm going to do for a new pistol. There is the Atomos out there that is a mastery rank 5 weapon, I believe. And that's not a bad pistol for that rank. But right now, I'm going to do one more check of things. We have Nightwave.
Hey.
Nightwave ends this Nora's Mix Volume 9 ends in 1 day and 20 hours. That's going to put it at roughly 8 o'clock, I think, Eastern time in the morning on Monday. And at that point, any credits you have for Nora's Mix Volume 9 will be gone. Well, they won't be gone. You'll still have them in your inventory, but they won't be useful for buying cred offerings anymore. Now, we're not going to get the Parallax Rhea skin. It would be nice to have it if and when we ever get Parallax. And this, I'm not worried too much about ranking this up. But there is one thing we can do, and when we put it away, there might be a 1 day thing that we can do tomorrow. We do not have access to Deviri right now. We could do a Railjack mission without having built a Railjack, but I have found that this is a very unlikely thing, and we certainly don't have any access to Incarnate forms. However, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, the weekly acts, notice they refresh in 1 day and 2 hours. Okay, so wait, if that's 1 day and 2 hours, that would be 8 o'clock. Then 1 day and 20 hours would put it 18 hours. So it's 2 in the afternoon Eastern time is when that would end. I don't know exactly. 1, 2 o'clock. I'm assuming noon at the absolute cutoff on Monday. I'm going to work with that. So we could get potentially to this, even if we don't get another daily by tomorrow night, because tomorrow night, this whole set of things is going to reset, and we'll be able to get that extra 2,000 we need to get the extra credits. We'll use those for another Orokin reactor probably, because this early in the game we really need Orokin reactors on our Warframes. So that's our Nightwave. If you look at all the alerts down here, there are still 2 alerts we probably want to do to get those floofs, just because they're worth extra money. But I will be showing you sometime, probably tonight, maybe, about how to earn money in this game. We have 300,000, but that's peanuts compared to some of the things we're going to need. But right now, the most important thing is we've got to finish leveling up Frost. Now, there's an easy way to do this. Last night, we completed the New Strange. It was a quest. We finished it very late, and that was the last thing we did. Okay. Now, After that happened, after I signed off, but before I signed out, I got 2 inboxes from Cephalon Samaras. One is this one about expanding our role. What this is talking about, if you play the video, I'm not going to bother, is what we've already been doing, which is scanning for synthesis targets in the sanctuary. This one is talking about Sanctuary Onslaught. So now if we go to see him, he wants to talk to us briefly. We're going to go down and we're going to go to Mercury. Notice Mercury has this symbol up here. That means that everything on Mercury is unlocked. And Venus does not, which is interesting because if you notice, I don't have anything that is. I wonder if it's because Vesper Relay isn't available right now. It's possible, but for some reason Venus is not fully unlocked. And I'm not sure why that is. I'll have to go check it at some point on another account. We are going to want to do that on every single planet eventually, because once we do that, we open up what's called the Steel Path, and that's a very important thing. But that's a long ways down our list. So we're going to go to Mercury Relay, and we're going to go to Lorinda Relay, and we're going to go into this nice calm area here. Nobody's here right now. Now, yesterday evening, we maxed out our standing for the day with Cephalon Samaras, and we're not going to be able to make use of that and get any more standing with him until 8 o'clock tonight.
I see you are hungry for the knowledge of the sanctuary. Show me your dedication to the sanctuary.
Okay. Oh, we got a resource drop blessing. That's nice of him. If we have targets, if you look here,
I have a thirst for knowledge that only synthesis can satisfy. This being is the current object of my curiosity.
I can't accept this task right now because he won't give us any standing until 8 o'clock. We've maxed it out.
There are other hunters more suited to this task.
But that's what he's talking about, is you can come in here and get a synthesis target. You can also get, over here, the research targets. If you notice, we've been working on Imprint Lancer. Now that got somehow, I think, unset. Yeah, this is our current capture target. All right. So we have done 8 of those. And as you can see, we have 38,000 standing. All we need is another 12,000 standing, which we might be able to get tonight after 8. And we will have the 50,000 standing that we need to get one very specific thing, the Sol battery widget. Once we have that, we never have to buy synthesis scanners again. And that's really useful, okay? You won't have to buy codex scanners again, because synthesis scanners can be used for everything a codex scanner can be. So that is the most important thing to get from this Cephalon Samaras. You also notice he has a lot of other things here. The most important things are he's got some things that are recovered, like we have just got all the Chroma stuff, and we got the Gara stuff and the Garuda stuff. These are all quest things. You can buy copies of things you got in a quest. Okay. He has other widgets. He has the cross matrix widget, which can increase the synthesis scanner's scans. He has the data parse widget, which can show enemy weaknesses and resistances, which is useful if you're trying to learn a new thing. And then there's also the vector thread widget, which will reduce the time. That's the second most important synthesis scanner thing, because you want to be able to do it fast. Other things that he has here are he has a few parts of things, okay, like the war blade and the war hilt here, which we can get if we ever get a war blueprint. We can build war using that. Or if we get a broken war, I think we might need a broken war to first. You can get a ludoplex here. A ludoplex lets you play. There are built into this thing little games like Wormius and where is it? I don't see the Zephyr one. That might come with Zephyr itself. But there's a couple of games that you can get that are little side-scroller games, basically. They're very simple. The other thing that he has is mods. Now, there's quite a few mods here that are useful. Some of these aren't real mods. The Vazarin Transmute Core, if you use this mod in a transmute, which is you need 4 mods for, then the resulting mod will be Vazarin Polarity, and it will not cost you any credits. You have the same for the other 5. Well, we have 3 of them anyway. I thought we had all of them. Interesting. Okay. Oh, well, yeah. Okay, so we have the 3 different polarities of slots. You also have some mods here for specific things. Carrier has a mod here called Looter. Looter means you don't have to go around hitting those loot crates anymore. If you get within 22 meters of them and you've got this mod on Carrier and it's maxed out, it'll break the crate for you, which is really useful if you're trying to loot stuff. Okay. There's a couple other mods here that are basically, most of them are for companions, but there's a few things here like Astral Autopsy. If you're in Archwing where you don't have something to automatically scan, okay, you can put this on your Archwing, on your melee weapon, and when you hit something with the melee weapon and kill it, it will do a codex scan on it. So there's a lot of different things you can do here. Let's see, anything else of interest with him? Those are the things you can buy from him, but the main thing that is important are those upgrades for the synthesis scanner. So that's why we want standing with him. The other thing he's really good for, once we've gotten our synthesis scanning and all of our widgets, is Sanctuary Onslaught. And that's what we're going to do today.
I can see you are hungry for the knowledge of the Sanctuary.
So, I wish to attempt Sanctuary Onslaught. This is a new thing that wasn't there before. We hit it.
My research needs you. Are you ready to endure the rigors of the Sanctuary?
Okay. Sanctuary Onslaught is basically an endless kind of survival mission. It's really, he considers it an efficiency mission. the faster you kill things that spawn in, the more efficient you are. Okay? And you will get rewards for every wave you complete. And once your efficiency drops to 0, you'll be kicked out. And you'll have the rewards you had. Waves get harder and harder and harder. Elite Sanctuary Onslaught starts out extremely hard and gets harder and harder and harder from that. We're not ready for that yet. You want to have a really solid frame to do that. But Sanctuary Onslaught has a lot of uses. So let's look at the rewards.
You seek rewards, Hunter? Years ago, an Austrian quill donated the blueprints for a powerful Warframe to the Sanctuary. Shortly after, one of my drones synthesized a most unusual Kavat. Upon review, it seemed as if the creature desired capture. Almost immediately, the feline specimen disappeared, and with it, the Warframe's blueprints. This is my sanctuary. I do not lose specimens, yet I lost these. I detect her presence from time to time, usually when there are Tenno nearby. You might never see her, but if she deems you worthy, she may leave something for you.
So, one of the perks of going into Sanctuary Onslaught is that you can get parts, blueprints for the Korra frame, which is a great frame. And we will probably build her at some point. It's hard to get those parts. It's not easy to get those parts. You can only get it from normal Sanctuary Onslaught. You cannot get it from Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. There are different reward tables there. I honestly, even on my old account, which I played for several years, I never got all the parts for Korra. But I never really tried, because there were so many other things for me to get and do. So we are going to go into Sanctuary Onslaught. The main reason is it's the best place in the game to level up new equipment and new Warframes. So here we go. We're going to go into Sanctuary Onslaught.
My research, your thirst for knowledge is as insatiable as mine.
As you see, it's starting up there. Oh, wait. Oh, good. I'm not solo. I was worried I was in a solo mission for a second there. So this is Sanctuary Onslaught. It's basically, you're in a kind of a digital situation here. You go through the portal into the first wave. Ooh. Now you may notice things are ranking up quickly here. That is the reason people come here, is because it will rank up everything very, very quickly. The longer you can survive, the more things will rank up, obviously. I don't like this map. It is hard to move around this map. And things will constantly be spawning in. Now you may notice I'm not even trying to use my abilities. If I wanted to, I have full power. At some point, probably in the next mission, I'll use some of my powers. If I start feeling pressed, I'll pull up my snow globe. But so far, I haven't really had any problem here. Let's see, there are these little glowy things here. I can't find one right now. Probably because they've all been collected. Our efficiency's already down. That's terrible. Now, there are Warframes. You will come in here and everything's going to melt. Literally. I mean, you won't even see them before they die. And that's perfectly okay. Alright, somewhere up here, if we jump up here and jump up here, there's often a little thing there. You see that little spiral thing that appeared there briefly before I grabbed it? That is an efficiency thing. It increases our efficiency. Count. And we've got 6 seconds to get back to the main area. All right. All right. As I've said, everything here is... I just used my avalanche to kill a couple of things. There's one of those efficiency things. People grab them way sooner than they should. The purpose of those is to increase your efficiency when it's dropping. So they increase it about 20%, I think, maybe 25. So I wouldn't pick one up unless I was below 80% on efficiency. But right now we're at 100, so I don't see a point in it. Come back over here. You want to stay close to some of the other players if you can. Dead end. Now you will recognize all of these tiles that we're in probably from playing various things. There are some tunnels around. Sometimes they can go into underground areas. Sometimes enemies can be hiding in those areas because they don't see anybody to attack. There's another one of those efficiency things. I'm not going to grab it because it doesn't make any sense. He's going to grab it, though, it looks like. We didn't really need to, but that's okay. I should be using my primary weapon for some of this. And that's zone 2. And you want to watch, if nobody's going through the portal, you don't want to go through. You want to stay, because doing this solo is a lot harder.
Do not weep for these creatures. They are immortal. They can and have faced a billion deaths.
I accidentally picked that one up.
Do not enjoy the protections of Syndicate. For you, failure has real life consequences.
Boy, that takes a lot. The Bratton is not a very, at least not the way it's modded. It's not all that effective. Alright. I can come over here and hit my 4 again. Avalanche around. Kill a bunch of things. This is a little unusual, actually. It's the first time I've been in Sanctuary where we haven't had one of the overpowered Sanctuary Onslaught frames in here. Now, I will note that after this is over, you're going to get a bonus for everything that you used. That's kind of, well, it's hard to say exactly how much it's going to be, but it will tend to be more than you ranked up already. Okay. We've got people going into the conduit, so I'm going to join them. Maybe only... Oh, and I, again, accidentally grabbed that. Now, I mean, we can also use our other things. That was our 1. Oh, maybe that was our 2. Let's try our 1. No, that was our 1. You can see they are getting harder, but are definitely still killable. You might just need to do a little bit of work. You definitely want to avoid things like that until you can find the Eximus that is doing it to you and kill him. Oh, well, that was a nice explosion. I don't know what frame does that. I have no idea. Alright, so somebody's got some sort of nuke frame here. I'm not certain what's causing it, but that's... I honestly don't know all of the new nuke frames or builds or anything, all that special stuff. There's a lot of ways you can build out a Warframe now to cause ridiculous amounts of damage.
Data conduit is open. Go now.
Did anybody go into it? I didn't see. I see Nameless,
Hurry, Hunter. The
Trunk
conduit is
Sage is up there. Artemis, I think I'm not going to go into this one. Well, there's Trunk Sage. Maybe he... Nope. He jumped in at the last second.
sanctuary will go on without you.
But notice all that bonus that we got there. We got more in bonus than we got in anything else. Okay, almost an extra bonus of affinity of a lot. All right, so we did really well on that one. Okay, and we got a Lith Relic and some Endo out of it. You get rewards on every 2 zones that you finish. Okay, so we're here. We can go and do it again, and we keep doing this until we are fully up. It doesn't take long. Although, actually, before I do so, if I go up here, oh no, let's see, and I go to my arsenal, okay, we can now look and see if we can put more mods on these things because we have more space. I could increase some of these mods. I don't really see any need to replace any of these mods right now. The only thing I really wanted to add to Frost itself was the enemy sense in an Exilus thing. I don't have any arcanes yet. And we haven't even covered arcanes in our discussions. But the Bratton is now ranked 22. I have some space to put something on here and give it a little more damage. And we're usually fighting Grineer or we split between all three of them. So what type of damage? Radiation is going to be extra for Sentient Orokin. Okay. It's confusion type of thing. That doesn't really help us in this case. Cryo is going to be Blast. Blast is actually pretty good against Infested, but it's not as good against Corpus Amalgam. But we're not going to come up against Corpus Amalgam, I don't think. So that might be a useful way to go. We still have space for one more pip and something. I might do it in Serration here. We have Endo, we have this. We're going to go and do that. So now we have more damage in every respect. Okay. I'm going to stick this Rifle Vermin mod as a reminder to me on here. It doesn't take up any space. The Kraken, which I think is actually a better weapon than the Bratton, quite possibly. We have electricity on here, so let's see if we've got. Let's do some magnetic. That way, if we run into Corpus, we can use the magnetic against them. And I can rank up this 1, 2. Give it more damage. Okay. So now we're doing significantly more damage than the Bratton per shot, at the very least. The Broken Scepter is now max rank. Okay. Now, I have been modding this for status because it starts off with a pretty decent status. We could give it... we have Corrosive right now and Heat. We could put Cold on there to give it Corrosive and Blast, which is a pretty good combination. So I could leave that like this. Now here's the thing. I want to get up to higher master ranks. So what I'm going to go do is take this off and swap it out. Do we have another thing? Oh, we have a Mark 1 Furex. This is not a great melee weapon. We're not going to get a lot of efficiency out of this weapon, but we do have the weapon. Okay, I'm going to come in here. We're going to upgrade it. Okay, I'll give it a stance if there is one. We have 3 for fists. I'm shocked. Okay, and 2 of them are actually the let's see, that one is, notice the polarity is a weird one there. That if I put this one in here, I get 1 because it doesn't match polarity increase. If I put this one in there, it'll increase the polarity for me, and I can rank this up 3 times to get more stuff in there. So now we have 27 slots we can put onto this frame. It has a decent critical chance, not a great status chance, 2x there. It's not the fastest or slowest. Its basic damage is pretty minimal, actually. So what we can do, we don't care about status. We do care about damage overall. We do care about critical on this one. So I'm going to increase the critical up to 44, so that gives us a better chance. And we'll increase the critical damage. And that should give us a decent starting point for this weapon. But boy, compared to what we were using, it's going to feel like I'm hitting things and not getting anywhere. So we're going to rank all these up again. We're going to go into Sanctuary Onslaught and rank these up and see how fast we can get them ranked up. You got to find the sweet spot where you can talk to him if you're going to do that. You don't have to come here to do this, by the way. These missions, Sanctuary Onslaught and Elite Sanctuary, these missions are available from the Syndicate's drop down in the navigation. So by all means, go there. All right, so we're ranking things up. I feel like so slow and inefficient here. Oh my goodness.
My Warframe is strong.
Okay. Mark 1 Furax is very punchy. You can see it's already ranked up to 3. Oh, and the guy who was doing whatever that nuke thing is back in here again. He must have gone back in about the same time. Either that or it's somebody in the same frame. I do not know which frame that is. I have to actually aim with these. Let's see whether that's doing any more damage. Well, I can kill things with that. And if we switch to our secondary, not much better. I'll take the Bratton, even though it's... all of these are really dog slow. Okay, we're going to have to make a new melee weapon to rank up, clearly. Oh, I wonder what that is. I could not tell you.
Our experiment moves to a new zone.
There's rarely any downside in doing at least 2 of these. You'll get a reward. After 2, and they're not hard. 1 and 2 is not that hard. Ah! Where is that guy coming from, I wonder? This is often easier when you're not leveling every single thing at the same time, by the way. I'm just saying. You don't have to rank everything. Our efficiency was getting a little lower, I think. Now the Furex is already at 7, which is not bad. Wow. I think that might be a Revenant. I can't be sure. The mushroom's no-go. Oh, wow. I'm not sure why. That was kind of weird looking. Yeah, that is definitely Revenant. Very nicely modded Revenant at that. I'd be curious. Let's see. I don't think I can. Nope, can't see what they are in here.
I've opened a new data conduit. Proceed immediately.
I'm okay with being in a
Data conduit.
thing with that Revenant.
With each data conduit jump, the experiment's design dictates increased efficiency. I trust you will be able to complete this study, Hunter?
I will add, by the way, that while I like some of the stuff that you can get from Cephalon Summers, his personality is really grating on me. There we go, nice little avalanche there. Got a couple more here. There he is, killing just about everything again. You know, the bonus is based a lot on what your other teammates have done. Okay? So if they carry you through, you will get a large bonus, even if you haven't managed to kill much. I know a lot of people who are like, oh, they're killing everything and I can't kill anything, so I want to get out of here. And all right, so I put up a snow globe because just to make a little bit of a defensive area. I can now shoot much more easily. I'll take less damage in here.
A data conduit is open. Go now.
Let's see. I see those guys waiting. They don't seem to want to go.
Hurry, Hunter. The conduit is closing fast.
If they don't go, I'm not going. Which is fine.
Hunter, the sanctuary will go on without you.
As you can see, we still ranked up considerably, and that Morcor Furex is already at rank 20. Okay. One more Sanctuary Onslaught. That took 8 minutes. Okay. We've been streaming for less than an hour. Oh, and we got a Cora chassis blueprint. Okay. So that's nice to know. All right. You've got to get all 4 pieces: the chassis, the neuroptics, the systems, and the actual blueprint from this. And I think you need to stay 8 rounds for a chance at some of those. I'm back here in my orbiter, which is fine. I don't mind being in my orbiter. We can get to the same thing here. There's Sanctuary Onslaught again. We're going to go in one more time. Oop. Yes, this is where we go in. Alright. Oh, I'm in the water here for some unknown... Where the heck am I? Oh, I know where I'm at. Oh. And I have some energy, so I'll just avalanche everything. Compared to what some of these other guys are doing, my avalanche is not nearly as powerful. That looks like an Oberon thing. I'm pretty sure we've got an Oberon with us in here. Oberon was revised. That's what these plants here are. There, it's a protective thing. Ooh. I saw you there, hiding. How dare you? Our efficiency is way down, though. You can see we're down to 78, and somebody collected the stimulus, and it gave us, looks like 15%. Okay. Now, I will point out that if you come into one of these with your operator and like hide, okay, you'll get some stuff for your amp. Of course, you don't want to stay in the damage area. All right. Alright. Conduit's closing. What are we? Oh, we're in zone 1. We should go to at least zone 2. Where is the conduit? Down there. There it is. Alright. And you can see the combination of things. Alright, there's an efficiency token, but we don't want to grab it until we need it. Ooh. Let's set up a safe zone over here. Kind of trap things in there. This is a place we can shoot from
without too much trouble. Get us some efficiency, some... As you can see, there are... Now, our efficiency is so-so. It's doing fine. We're killing things very quickly. As you can see, Frost is a much more defensive frame than offensive frame. He can kill things, sure, but he's more about holding a space and keeping it.
Enter the conduit now.
Oh, I don't know. I don't see these guys going in. Yep, but he is, so I'll go. As long as there's one other person with you, it's not too bad. Okay? What makes it bad is when you get no other people with you.
They can and have faced 1 billion deaths. You, however, do not enjoy the protections of Syndicate.
Oh, the Mark 1 Vurex is such a terrible weapon. Oh my god. I cannot recommend this weapon. We do have 3 other people here. Not sure where they are. Now, one of the limitations here is you cannot use gear. So if you have anything on your gear wheel, you're not going to be able to access it. It's just your Warframe. I'm going to plant a nice little snow globe right here. One that gives me some protection. Ooh, except that I just got knocked out of it. That's not a good place to be. Alright, so that's not the best place for the snow globe, let's say. Placement is everything. You do need to place it where it is the most effective for what you're doing. And if I need a break from my shields to recharge, I can come back in here. If I really wanted to, I could do this. Okay, I now have 2 snow globes. I now have 3 snow globes. And every one of them is effective. If I wanted to, I could make it even more worse. Now, they did knock one of them down. That's zone 3. Where is the data conduit? Oh, I have to go over here and up. And it looks like they went through. So zone 4 is a good statement of fact. Ooh, that is not where I want to go. I want to find a nice place close to that, where I can put up my globe, like so. I really wish I had a reach mod of some sort. Something that gave me a range, increased range. Because I don't know why I don't have one. That was a whole clip and got nowhere with him, you notice. But if I come in here and I freeze him, he can be one-shotted. You can see my snow glove is starting to fracture. There's actually a visible indication that you're below a certain point, and it's going to shatter in a second. I'm surprised it hasn't shattered yet. There it goes. So the snow globe is away. We're going to come over here and do another one. Now you can do multiple ones overlapping. So I now have 3 snow globes that overlap. Although only one of them stayed. I wonder if it's something that about... Maybe one of them got nullified. At this point, I don't know if I want to go out. It'd go on. I see some people going for it, but no, they're not. They're just killing things. But that was good enough to finish ranking us up. If you notice, our Frost is now max rank. Everything's max rank. Even our Moat Amp got some rank. And that's a good thing. We do want to rank up our amps. We get mastery rank for every rank that this goes up. Unless it's not gilded. I don't know if it's gilded to start. Oh! Well, that's nice. Well, actually, I guess it doesn't matter which frame I use for this test. We just qualified for the Mastery Rank 6 test. I'm going to take it right away. This one, I believe, if I recall, is a shoot it test, and you just basically have to track things and shoot them as fast as you can. Always worthwhile. We're going for Master Rank 6. Begin test.
Time to test your marksmanship. Track and shoot all targets.
Okay, so one of these is going to turn red. There it is. Shoot that. Follow it. Follow it. Follow it. Follow it. Shoot that one. Follow it, follow. Shoot that one. Follow. You're following the bouncing lines wherever they are to lead to the next one. Okay. This would be easier if I had changed my field of view. I'm not going to aim for round 2. Okay, so... yeah, this is one of those situations where aiming actually is at your disadvantage. And you are on a time limit there. If you notice, I've got a time of 36 seconds. All right. And we have a third round. And it does turn you to face the first one. You want something that doesn't have to be reloaded a lot. I should have reloaded it as I went. But I have enough shots, I think, to finish this. And there we go. That's the test. Don't take it with a shotgun or anything that needs a lot of reloading because it'll slow you down and you won't make it. But you can always retake it the second time without any trouble.
Excellent work, Tenno.
So, as benefits of this, we got another loadout slot. We're going to need them because we want to keep different loadouts. We got more daily standing limit for every one of our syndicates. We got more daily focus limit for our operator. We got +1 base mod capacity. What that means is at mastery rank 0, your base mod capacity is 15, which means that when you get a new thing, it has 15 slots out of its 30. The +1 on these means that as you rank up higher, your base rank will go up. And I believe it's every other one. So that when you're mastery rank 30 and you have a new weapon, it will be fully moddable at that point in time. We also have more void trace storage, which is important because we will need void traces in the future for relics. So there we go. We have leveled up Frost. We have gotten our mastery rank 6 text. We got a slate indicating this is decorative. We could put it up on the wall somewhere. And we have finished doing the leveling part of this thing. Now, Frost, fully complete here, is good. We're going to make a loadout from, actually. All right. So that our default loadout is for when we're doing leveling and all that stuff. It's whatever is there. We're going to make a Frost. Okay. Oh, and let's see if I can do this right. So
Orders reminds the operator to take time for themselves. Pressure creates diamonds, yes, but it also creates rubble.
not talking. Okay, so I somehow have been muted again. I don't know how I got muted on the mic. It probably was a while ago. I'm going over the abilities here. We'll do it again really quickly. I'm apologizing for that. I don't know how I got muted on that. I've probably been muted for quite a while. So all my talking is gone. Sorry. So, okay, we're going over the Vazarin school, which is our active school. This gives us increased infinity radius. Affinity is the radius in which we will get affinity for kills from other players in our squad. So it's default 10 meters. This increases it to 15 meters. There are 3 ranks. I suspect it goes up to 25 meters in those 3 ranks. Definitely worth getting it because it applies to both your Warframe and Operator. This is increasing your revives, making it faster to revive. This one heals you 4 health the first second, 8 the second, 12 the third, 16 the fourth, 20 the fifth, and then it stays at 20 as long as you're in void mode. So you're going to heal back while you're in that void mode. So if you were hurt and you just hit control, you're going to be in a relatively safe space for as long as you have the energy to stay in void mode and heal up. So it's a great thing to have. Squad regen lets that heal your squad members as long as they're within affinity range for up to 30 seconds once you hit that maximum 20 per second. So that's pretty darn good too. Over here we start getting, actually I'll come down here and I'll do this. All right, so down here, these 2 are your first ability and second ability. When you're an operator form, you have abilities. You can hit a 1 or a 2 to do your first ability or second ability, and that it depends on the school and what you've unlocked. So in the case of the Vazarin school, your first ability, once you've unlocked Guardian Shell, makes a barrier around you in affinity range. It's invulnerable when it's first created, and that barrier, it's kind of like the snow globe in a lot of ways. Only it's now, it's a different sort of thing. We'll show you it later. I might unlock it soon. Guardian Break is when it breaks, your Warframe shield regeneration increases drastically. Okay. For 6 seconds. So that's also a very useful thing. Notice Guardian Shell applies to both your Operator and your Warframe. Your second ability, this is the 2, okay? This is Void Snare. It's an attack. It launches a projectile, and when it impacts something, hits something, it'll cause a vortex thing. The trap lasts for 5 seconds. It'll hold basically an enemy for a period of time. If you void sling them, okay, you can heal your allies, or you can detonate it in flight to cause the trap to catch something that you've missed. So that's an attack. I don't think I've ever used that. I think I've used this once. I don't think I've used this one. The protective sling is a variation of your void sling. Your void sling is when you hit the control and hit space to teleport forward a certain distance. If you are, there's a area of effect around you as you do that can affect other enemies. If you go through an enemy, that enemy may be stunned. That's a normal thing. That's a default. But this one adds, if you go through an ally, they're immune to damage for 2 seconds and they're healed up 25% over 5 seconds for 10 energy cost. Costs you a bit of energy to do that. But it's a great way to heal your friends. So if you're in a team, this is a an extra healing and an extra protection for people. That brings us to the last two things here, which are your way-bound traits. Every school has 2 way-bound traits. Enduring Tides basically gives you additional health and armor. Very, very useful. There are 3 ranks to this, and then the 4th rank unlocks it from Vazarin and means that no matter what school you're in, it applies. In order to do that 4th rank, you need a brilliant Eidolon shard, in addition to a lot of money, a lot of focus. Sorry, no money, but focus. You need a huge amount of focus and a brilliant Eidolon shard to unlock it. And that applies to every single school, to every one of these waybounds. There's a total of 10 waybounds. You'll want to unlock all of them. It takes a lot of time and effort. You're going to need to get a huge amount of focus. We're talking millions and millions of focus to do this. So early on, I wouldn't worry about the waybound part. Later on, when you are doing Elite Sanctuary Onslaught, which is a great way to farm focus, you will want to do that every single day if you can. Get your maximum focus, and so that you can unlock all of these waybounds. Enduring Tides gives you extra health and armor. There are 3 ranks to this, so you could get quite a lot of health and armor for that. Rejuvenating Tides gives you health regeneration, increases your health regeneration. And while your operator is controlling the Warframe, your health regeneration is even bigger. The operator, if he is knocked out or killed or runs out of energy, he'll just pop back into his Warframe. Or she will pop back into their Warframe. And that doesn't give them their health back immediately. It takes a little bit of time for that to happen. Okay. This increases the rate in which that happens. All right. And again, you can increase that a lot because there's 3 ranks in that. I usually like to unlock 1 in everything and then focus on the waybounds until they're completely unlocked. So I'm going to start by doing 1 in Mending Unity. Now, in order to use it, you have to unlock it first. Notice a lot of these are locks. This one we unlocked a while ago. I'm going to hit the first one in that. Okay. So that is, now it's at there, and you can see it for 105, affinity radius is increased to 20. This one I'm going to actually unlock all the way if I can. And I will. So now my affinity radius is 25 meters over versus 10 meters, which means if the other players are within sight in general, they should be within affinity range. We'll get a lot more affinity from them for things because they're within the range. That's going to take up most of our current thing. We just spent 300,000 plus you can see how fast this goes. Okay. And we'll definitely want to do 1 in each of these at some point. We'll work on these later, but that's what we have so far. When you hit back, it's going to confirm what you spent. It doesn't apply until you hit back. Once you've done that, there it is. It's active. It's still got only 26,000 because right now I have Mending Unity up to 3. All right. That is focus for the day. The reason I brought you into that is you can, once you've unlocked all the schools, or at least more than one school, you can have a different loadout saying which school is active. I'm going to check some other things. We don't have any Parazon mods. I don't think we've gotten any new Warframe mods for range. And I'm going to, pardon me for just a second while I go and do a quick internet search. All right, I'm back. Yeah, there are two mods that we need. One of them is called Augur Reach, and that's easy to get relatively. So that may be our next step, because we also need to get lenses. But before I do that, I'm going to switch over to my Rhino, load out, and we're going to do syndicates. Now, does it make sense for me to do syndicates right now? No, because my daily standing is maxed out. I'm going to wait until 8 o'clock when I can start doing more standing with my syndicates. So instead, I'm going to go to Cetus on Earth. I don't know whether it's day or night right now. We'll find out. Oh, it's nighttime. What fun. I don't know how long it's night for. Let me quickly check that. All right, that's only night for, oops, sorry. Only night for another 14 minutes, which should be fine. We can do bounties at night. It is a little more dangerous to do bounties at night, because at night, some of the areas of the plains of Eidolon are more dangerous because there's an Eidolon out there. There may be multiple ones, but there's never more than one at a time. Okay. There are 3 types of Eidolons: the Terralist, the Gantualist, and the Hydralist. They're progressively harder. There are also some sentient things called Vomvalists out there. Now, the trick about Vomvalists is they're these tiny little things that look like floating drones, and they will zap you, okay? But not a lot. You can hit them with a weapon, and they'll die, but they'll become ghost-like and zoom away if they do, okay? What you need to do is hit them with your operators, okay? Because the operator does the type of damage that it needs to permanently kill them, and you will get a sentient, I forget what it is. You'll get a drop that's a shard, not a shard, or something that is useful for quills standing. So we'll want them anyway. So going out at night at this point is okay. You just have to be careful not to run into the Terralist. Now, if we look at the bounties, okay, right now, ghouls are an active thing for the next 20 days. We can go hunt down ghouls and weaken their presence on the plane. They're not difficult. We could get Cetus wisps out of them, and those are useful. We could get Aya or a nitane extract, but what we're looking for actually is a mod that we want for our frost, and the mod is Let's see, that's Augur Pact. Augur Message. It is not currently available as one of these things. Well, the other thing we're looking for are lenses. Lenses are useful for a lot of things. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to go and reclaim the stolen artifact. We have... Oh,
You choose to pursue other options.
before I do this,
It would be my honor to help
I
you,
might go
Warframe.
out there and do some freestyle for the next few minutes. Okay. So slightly different thing than I had planned. Instead of doing Cetus bounties, I need to collect some iridite and nisselpod, and I'll show you mining. I planned to do that a couple of nights ago, and we're going to do that now instead. Nights are a decent time to do this. Okay, so if you're going to go into the Plains of Eidolon without a bounty, you have two choices. You can go in public, and there may be other people in there with you, but you don't have to do things together. However, I found that what happens is people will go in for free play, okay? And then they will go to one of the quest sites and schedule a quest, and that forces the entire team onto the quest, okay? Which is kind of annoying. I hate it when it happens, so I like to go into the Plains of Eidolon solo if I'm going to go in not on a bounty, okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go in solo, and I'm going to show you how to get some stuff. Now, it's nighttime, so we do have to be a little careful. I'll show you how to hunt Vombulus. I'll show you how to do mining. Okay. So, if you remember, when I was in the last time, I set this lock pin up, so now I can find the entrance whenever I need to. All right. But right now, we're looking for stuff. Okay. So amongst the stuff we're looking for is things called iridite and nisselpods. Okay. Iridite, it's... oh, wait. Right there, probably. Where is it? Ah. Iridite comes in formations like this. Okay, you slap it, you get an iridite. So we're going to need a bunch of those. This is one of the reasons I'm not using the archway. I'm going left as I go here. Alright. There's a reason for that. Now, every one of these squares could be a resource. We want to get those resources. This is actually a Grenier container. Oh, and it sounds like we got an Iatan star. Yes. Now, over here, over this ridge, approaching... Where are we? Nope, I'm over too far. There's a little lake here. And we're going to get some people... Oh, speaking of Vombulus, there we go. Hi, Vombulus. So what we do with the Vombulus is really easy. When they come in, all right, and we're in Rhino, so it's not a big deal. We hit our 5. We aim. Okay. And somewhere the other one is. Where's the other one? I think he ran. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. So when you zap the ghost, okay, you get an intact sentient core. Okay. You might get different cores, depending upon what you do. I don't know what happened to the other ghost. There were 2 of them. I don't know what happened to the other one. So, we'll go back into our Warframe. Come back over here. Now you notice there's a lot of fighting going on here. Part of that is because there are Grenier here that are doing much the same thing. You see another Vombulus there? Okay. If we sneak in here, we can get some more intact cores. But we have to be careful. Now, we can take out the guys without too much trouble. Alright, so there's an intact core sitting over there. We'll pick that up eventually. It marks them so that you can see them from any part of the map, because they are worth so much for you later on. Alright. Let's go back into our Warframe. Come on over here. Oh, I forgot about that.
Those devices draw energy from bomb ballists. Make use of them.
Ah! I keep forgetting about that. Okay. So that thing in the center is a geyser. Alright. So we've got a whole bunch of ombelists. Just wait till it recharges. Go back into void mode. He can't do us much with us in void mode. We'll get a couple more of these cores. Now they're being absorbed by the Alright. This is known as an Eidolon lure, what you see here. Right now the Grineer use them to lure Eidolons, okay? If we wanted to, we could take this over and go Eidolon hunting. We need at least 2 of these to do Eidolon hunting, and they need to be fully charged. This is partially charged, okay? But we're not going to do that today. We don't really care that much about Eidolon hunting for now, but we will in the future, okay? So we'll get some stuff from there. Okay, so here's an interesting thing that didn't used to be the case. You notice... Wait, there's an enemy here. Oh, another Vombalist. No, that's a Cetus Wisp. Ah. It showed up as an enemy. Oh, no, there's still something showing up as an enemy here. Oh, that's the lure. Okay. So, one thing that changed since I was playing before is that mining veins now show up as... Oh, no, they don't show up. That was the Cetus Wisp showing up as the collectible. Okay. Alright, so this is a mining vein. We're going to show you how to do mining real quick. If you remember... Oh, more Vombalists. And you wait for the amp to charge. And you wait for the amp to charge. And you zap the ghost. And then we do another one. Now notice, that took all the energy of those Vombalists. Those Vombalists now haven't... That's a charged Eidolon lure. That's what it looks like when it's charged. Okay. It will no longer absorb any of that energy for us. Now, our moat amp is not the best amp, but it is effective. We get another sentient core from that. And we have this Vombalist. And we got another sentient core for that. Alright, and now we're starting to get into daytime. Okay. Touching the water gave us an electrical shock, because I'm not in my iron skin. Okay. So back to mining. Okay, so remember we got that Sunpoint mining drill from Cetus, and we put it on our F9. Alright, so I hit F9, and now what happens? Notice there are now a whole lot of things on our map. Okay, those are mining nodes. You'll hear a beeping sound also as you approach the mining node, and there'll be a slight outline around it. When you right-click, you'll see 3 points. The way you mine is you look at one of those points, you aim at it, and you hold down the thing. And you want to get it in the middle of that bracket. And you want to repeat for each one. Now, sometimes there'll be a second smaller bracket, or a moving bracket like this one. Okay, and then you do the third one. And you'll get some ore out of it. Okay. And that node is now mined. Alright. So that's the basics of mining. Alright. And we're going to come out here, and we're going to come down here. Because there's a whole lot of mining nodes down here. This cave is the first of the caves where we'll see a lot of mining nodes. Now, blue veins, or pink, bluish veins, have different things. Notice that has a big gem down there. I'm going to aim for it, and I missed it. So I tried to get something out of it, the extra, but I didn't. Now, mining makes noise, so if there were Grenier nearby, they would come looking for me. And there will be Grenier eventually. Okay, is this cave... Now, there's also stuff in this cave, which is the other reason I came here to loot. Most of the stuff we're looking for could be in here. Everything that is lootable in this cave we should get. Oh, and don't forget, it will not show you the gems unless you have the mining drill. No, now here we have another bluish vein. The better you get it, the more you will get. Ah, that was terrible. I just missed it. But I keep going for them anyway. I got a Centurium. Centurium is a very rare gem, so I was lucky there. But I only got one. Sometimes there's only one spot. And I got that right in the middle, so I got a perfect score. I got the maximum ore out of that I could. Okay. And you hear... I missed one up there with 2 spots. Let's see if I can get in the middle of that one. Close, maybe. There we go. So I got a bunch of Devar out of that. So you can see there's a whole lot of nodes here. There's more in here, in fact, if I can find them. Now sometimes you can't see the dots, which is okay. We're doing pretty good. Most of the rest of these I got some Veritas out of that. So that's how mining works. I'm going to turn this off. Alright. We're going to go hunting more stuff on the plains at this point. Okay. because we really don't need the mining stuff yet. If I was building Gara, I would be all over mining right now. Now we're in daytime. If I can find... Oh, those are below. They're in the cave. So we're over a cave. So sometimes you'll see resources, but sometimes they will be elsewhere. I find that the further out you get on the plains, and I'm actually going to go flying, oops, if I can find a valid launch point. Okay, actually, so this is a blink pad. Like a lot of other things, blink pads are very useful for getting around from place to place. I'm going to go over here. Fairly far from the starting point, and we're going to go looking for stuff. Now there are caves all... Oh, welcome. That's a ghoul. These are ghouls. We'll run into a few of them occasionally. Oh, heck. I don't want to go fighting big things. I wanted to go hunting resources. I might need to go... Well, we're getting some stuff out of them, at least. I don't know what's shooting at us, but we don't want to be in the area. So I'm going to jump way up here. Take a little side trip. No, actually I want to look at the map. I want to look at the actual map. Oh, it doesn't show me the caves unless I've seen them before. Well, that's annoying. Well, apparently the ghouls are following me. Ah. So this is Nisselpod. Nisselbrush. We got 5 Nisselpods out of that. Alright. Boy, this rain is not making it easy to find stuff. Let's see. So far we have... I don't know what our total is. Wait a minute. Oh, and I have to hit P for that. We have gotten 5 Nisselpod. Ooh. What am I being shot by? You die. Trying not to be attracting attention, but they're following me. Are we serious? Alright, so I'm now somewhere else. And hopefully they don't know where I'm at. Okay. Nope, they're following me. Okay, they don't know where I'm at now. If you look in the upper left, you can see that the enemies that were up there no longer have any clue where I was. Except for that guy, of course. Somebody knew where I was. I don't want to be anywhere close to him. I'm going all the way across the map to the other side of the ridge. All right. This is starting to get really annoying. The Grineer are really hunting right now, which is unusual. I'd hope to find I have to go find a cave, I guess. Go hide in a cave somewhere. I just can't remember where they all are. And they aren't showing up on my map because... There we go. All right. That is a thing that lets you select quests, which I don't care about. There's some iridite. Yay! Give me more than one. There's 3, yes. I am finding very little in the way of the resources I'm looking for. It's been a while since I've been at this ruins. Boy, finding resources on here feels a lot harder than it used to be. I might have to resort to going into a cave anyway and just looting them from inside the cave and hoping I can find some. I just don't remember where all the caves are. Especially around here. I will note there are mining veins on the surface too. I believe in Deimos Most of the mining veins are on the surface somewhere. Well, I got some azurite out of that. That's not bad. Are you serious? I'm really beginning to get annoyed by that thing. Wow, I am not finding resources on the plains at all.
Favorite ghoul is the one that rips the maggot head off.
I'm just having no luck finding resources out here. It's kind of inconceivable. I'm going to go back to my original cave, which is over here. I'm going to go back into it. Now, there are containers here which I can go and get stuff from. You can see a lot of mining veins I'm just ignoring right now. I thought they had regular containers with other stuff in here. But all I'm finding is grok drool containers. This is probably one of the best caves to do mining in. There we go. Because there's so many mining veins, and while there is a Grenier presence, it is something you can usually deal with fairly easily. I say usually. Now, sometimes there'll be a turret up here. I don't see it coming out. Sometimes there'll be a turret over there. I don't see that coming out either. Okay. But we're interested in containers, which are mostly going to be ground level, or like this. More iridate. Boy, this has been kind of iffy for finding stuff. Boy. Oh, maybe it is up there still. And around a little bit. More iridite. There are a lot of little hidden nicks and crannies in this place too. So it looks like I'm getting lost. I mostly know this cave pretty well. Man, I am not finding stuff. All right, well, let's do some Cetus bounties without the standing, because I need materials, and the best way to get them is on a bounty mission. Apparently, I can't get them the normal way. Try just a few other areas where resources are usually locatable. Like right here, there's something. Where is it? There we go, iridite. I saw something. There it is. So sometimes under here, man, are we talking about none of the containers that are usually here are here? Alright. I think that's it for now. That's been the hunt for stuff seems a lot harder than I remember it. And maybe it's because I haven't been I'm not on a bounty mission. Okay. So we did get a Cetus Swifts out of it. We did get some Grok Drool and 7 intact sentient cores. 5 Nissel Pods. Where's my Iridite? 12 Iridite. That's more than I thought we got. So maybe I don't think we're quite there.
Got something. Heavy hitter like you needs a little.
What do we still need? 5 more of each
Your sacrifice.
is what we need. We've got plenty of Grok Drool. We've got plenty of credits. So I'm going to do one mission and just waste the standing on it, which is sad. And hope that we get what we're looking for in that mission. Okay, so we're going to look at a bounty mission. And we are going to go for this one. Oh, has this changed? It has. That's Augur Accord. Augur Reach. High, but doable. We're going to go and call the enemy and hope that we get an Augur Reach out of this.
Your deeds shall be rewarded.
Plains living is tough living.
Oh,
Rainier finding
except
out
that
the hard way. Let's
I'm
go
not,
find
I'm
out
solo. I need to go public.
our supplies.
Let's see if that will change it or whether I'm going to be in this solo. No, somebody joined the squad. I'm glad I caught that. All right. That one was found already. And there's the third one.
Last cache, you sent a message to this detachment. Nothing they
Yeah,
have
you can see we're getting no affinity, no standing whatsoever because we have to rank up.
detachment is running low on material. Let's hasten the process by taking out one of their armored supply vaults. You're nearing the armored vault. Take out the surrounding guards. One of them is carrying a data mass, and you'll need that to get inside. Drop the data mass. Grab it. Good. Now insert that data mass into the console. If they destroy the console, we'll never get the vault open.
Oh, that was not a Grenier. And we got a Matter-Eye lens, which is very useful. And we got some Iridite, Grok Tool, and credits out of that.
The commander in charge of this detachment is hiding somewhere near my waypoint. Draw them out and eliminate them.
We'll get a Riven Sliver out of that. That's nice.
That's it. The targets come out for a fight. Make it their last.
Where is he?
The loss of our commander will lead to uncertainty and infighting among his former troops. Good work.
Where we go now?
I want you to liberate a key operations camp. You've reached the location. Clear out any nearby hostiles. The location is ours. Wait. Incoming assault. Don't let them retake this territory.
I don't see where they came in. Oh, I hate those things. And there's one right in the middle of our camp. Fortunately, he can't maneuver around very well in here. I don't see any. There's already areas.
Without control of that camp, their resources cannot move freely around the plains.
Alright. One last stage.
All your work has led to this. Take out as many Grenier as you can. Target spotted. Strike fast and take out as many as you can. More Grenier amassing nearby. Get over there and take them.
They want us in the cave.
I've located another mass of enemies. Take the fight to them.
Up? Really?
Keep going. They won't be able to sustain these casualties for much longer. More Grenier amassing nearby. Get over there and take them out.
Oh, yeah?
I've located another mass of enemies. Take the fight to them.
We have finished it. And there's the auger reach I was looking for. All right.
I'm at peace. Here's your bounty. Swazdulan.
That is unfortunate. But we should try again.
There's more stuff down here.
My ghouls! My fantasies made flesh.
There's a lot of stuff down here. Oh, for some reason my... Ah. Let me leave the squad. That way we'll be in a free roam right now.
And I can't switch it to solo from here, so I'm in free roam, but other people may join us. Somewhere there is something I'm missing. There it is. I must have lost my my taxon, because he's not even showing. I do not see anything here. All right, we're gonna wander around a bit, because if you notice, I did not get 5 Snisselpod, I only got 3 of each of those. Ouch. There's a cave somewhere near here. I think I know this cave, I think. I'm deaf. All right, turnaround is fair play. We can't steal these things, you know. Go somewhere else on the map.
Rise from your cold beds, my creations. Spit the earth from your mouths and kill.
It's like almost none of the plant life that used to be around here is here. It used to be you could go all over the place and find stuff. But now I'm finding very little. In terms of resources. And I don't understand why.
Back up here again. I am stumped as to why the resources are almost non-existent. I mean, you can see that almost nothing is coming up on my scope at all. There's something. But it's not even a plant. It's like the plants aren't spawning. I mean, there used to be, you could reliably find plants and containers in here, but not today. This is so weird. I hate to do another bounty mission just to get materials. I'm going to take a break. We're going to sign off. I'll come back in a half hour and we'll continue this then, I think. Assuming I can... finish this. At least we got the Auger Reach, which was very important to get. We're closer to where we wanted to be. But I don't have any understanding as to why the basic resources are so rare right now. So I'm going to go back to my orbiter. I'm going to log out for at least a half hour. So we'll be back on at 8 or 8:30 after the Syndicate farm is. We'll start with that, and then we will come back and see if I can rank up my Ostron standing finally, because that is much harder than I expected. All right, so this is Steve, your grumpy old Warframe, signing off for a little bit.